Hi there everyone, I'm CryptoRani and I'm your fun companion to the crypto world. On this channel, we'll be talking everything crypto. We'll be decoding the crypto fundamentals, talking about the current news across the globe, discussing about the fun upcoming DeFi projects, and everything in between. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm here to educate and create more awareness about this interesting crypto space. If you like the content on this channel and want to know everything about crypto, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. This way, we can deliver hot, fresh crypto content straight to your inbox. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Bro, you gotta own some Bitcoin. Are you a no coiner? If you surf YouTube today, or scroll through Twitter, or chat with your friends on WhatsApp, you can't spend 10 minutes without something or someone pops up the hottest topic of the day crypto. आखिर क्या है ये crypto? Who all own crypto? Is it really a great investment? And if it is, then how much should you own? In this video today, I'll be talking about all the nitty-gritties around it.
Psst. Want to buy some secret stuff? Want to engage in a transaction with some other consenting adult that you don't want the government to know about? That is easier now thanks to Freedom 2.0, which brought us something called Bitcoin.
Brother, can you spare a Bitcoin?
It's safe to say that during Bitcoin's early years, the world's first cryptocurrency had very little cool factor. Its public image being that of a dodgy new technology, championed mainly by computer nerds and dark web criminals. Very few people knew of its existence, and most of them simply dismissed it as a trivial internet currency or digital fad. In 2021, international celebrities are among the most notable Bitcoin investors. Elon Musk. Despite his initial public skepticism regarding crypto, Elon Musk is likely the Bitcoin community's most influential individual despite constantly poking fun at crypto on Twitter. Thanks to his rockstar scientist image and over 46 million followers. In Jan 21, all hell broke loose after he added #Bitcoin to his Twitter bio, causing BTC's price to spike by 25%. Amitabh Bachchan, the most famous Bollywood celebrity and superstar, Amitabh Bachchan invested $250,000 along with his son Abhishek in the course of 2 years. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter and Square, is a die-hard Bitcoin investor. His love for BTC dates back to 2017 when he started advocating for the king coin. Mike Tyson, the famous former boxer and social media star, Mike Tyson saw the potential in Bitcoin earlier than most celebrities, debuting his support for the cryptocurrency in 2015, stating that he is grateful to be part of the revolution. Mark Cuban, the billionaire Shark Tank star and the Dallas Mavericks owner, whose net worth is estimated around $4.2 billion, appears to have a love-hate relationship with Bitcoin. At one point, he advised people to put at least 10% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. Snoop Dogg. During the early days of Bitcoin in 2012, the American rapper was ahead of the curve, making his music available for purchase using Bitcoin. Each album had a price label of 0.3 Bitcoin. Mel B. The former Spice Girl, Mel B first came into contact with Bitcoin after she started accepting the coin as payment for her 2014 Christmas single on her website. For many years, the idea that publicly traded corporations might buy Bitcoin for their reserves was considered laughable. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon publicly thrashed BTC and crypto. The cryptocurrency was considered too volatile, too fringe to be embraced by any serious business. But since the last bull run, something magical has started to happen. And it all started with this one man and one institution. The man is Michael Saylor. He got his company MicroStrategy to invest in BTC and continued buying more in dips. MicroStrategy bought a $425 million worth of Bitcoin in August and September last year. It now holds over 1 lakh BTC in reserve. At one point, MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor said he was buying $1,000 in Bitcoin every second. Not only that, he educated hundreds of CFOs on top companies on why they must have BTC in their balance sheets. That drive by MicroStrategy led to the historic date when Tesla announced that they have invested in Bitcoin. That day, the price of Bitcoin went from 38,000 to 43,000 in minutes. Over the past year, fueled by the economic effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, that taboo has been well and truly broken, with a number of major institutional investors buying up Bitcoin. Remember this man again? Jamie Dimon. Well, this is what his company, JP Morgan, had to say about crypto just months later. Not only JP Morgan, but Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and so many more financial institutions like these are now actively buying crypto and allowing their customers to do so. But there's one less known institution which is truly the dark horse: Grayscale. Grayscale is the world's largest crypto asset manager, which owns 650,000 Bitcoins. And as of May 2021, more than $50 billion in crypto assets. And it is continuously expanding. The adoption of Bitcoin does not end here. Not only companies and institutions are investing, but also derivatives are created by popular exchanges. The popular derivative exchange in the US, CME Group, which also trades billions and trillions of commodities and is regulated by the US government, has created Bitcoin derivatives. It is speculated that Nasdaq, FTX, and other big exchanges will follow suit.
Wait, isn't this supposed to be a currency? Which means the real adoption can only come in when the countries start adopting. And that hasn't happened, right?
Wrong. Enter Nayib Bukele. In June 21, El Salvador made history by making Bitcoin its legal currency, alongside dollar. Now remember, before you dismiss it as a random move by a drug-run country, remember one thing: who did Bitcoin compete against? The US dollar. Before Bitcoin came along, the US dollar was considered the de facto reserve currency of the world. Central banks across the world held dollars and gold in their reserves. But then, there's a country that couldn't manage a steady currency of their own. So they adopted US dollar as their national currency. This includes the countries of Micronesia, Panama, Zimbabwe, Ecuador, Marshall Islands, Timor-Leste, and El Salvador. Such was the power of dollar. Before Bitcoin came along, these countries couldn't think of any other currency to adopt. Now that monopoly has been challenged, but does a change by such a small country like El Salvador change the world? Well, changes begin small. Before Facebook became the social media of the world, it started as a networking site just for Harvard students. Before Amazon sold anything under the sun and airdropped stuff through drones, it was just an online shop selling books. So, is this just a one-off move, or are countries looking at crypto? That's for use as a currency, but here are the countries that have already legalized crypto, either as an asset or some other form. And there are many more who seem in favor to do so. The first cryptocurrency came into existence in January of 2009. That's right, in 2009. And as of June this year, it is estimated that more than 300 million people own or use crypto, and some 18,000 businesses accept crypto as payments. Now that may not seem like it has taken over the world, but bear in mind that is 4% penetration in just a decade. Average stock market penetration is less than 20%, and that market has been around for nearly 4 centuries. Not so often in life, we come across such life-changing, revolutionary tech that if you get in early and play it right, might create enough wealth not just for you, but for upcoming generations. Oil did that for Rockefeller and the Arabs. Automobile did that for Ford, Toyota, and Germany. Internet and tech did that for Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and for the Silicon Valley startup founders. Blockchain and cryptocurrency is touted to be that next big thing to create generational wealth. However, what is more interesting is that unlike oil, where you need to get your hands dirty in a dirty business, or like tech, where you need to know or pretend to know geeky stuff, crypto investing is considered much more easily accessible for the regular person like you and me. Hence, it gives you a fair playing chance to change your life. To understand why is it considered such a big opportunity of our generation, let's take a little ride through the history of crypto. But oh wait, we don't need to go that far. History of crypto is just 12 years old. Now we all remember 2008, don't we? The dark days of the financial crisis, where Wall Street's greed finally reached its peak and took down banks, jobs, and put so many homeless in the West. Well, what the bankers did was a crime. But since the whole world, including the governments, depend on the banking system, instead of punishing the bank by cancelling their licenses or imposing huge fines or putting the bad guys in jail, the government across the world bailed the banks out. And of the entire banking system in the US, only one person, oh yeah, that's right, only one person went to jail because of this. In response to this unjust move, a white paper emerged. A paper that envisioned a whole new financial system, not run by bankers but by the common people without any central bank's control. A system that prevented rigging like the 2008 financial crisis and demonetization in India like in 2016. The currency proposed by this paper was Bitcoin, and it started being referred as people's money. This paper was written by Satoshi Nakamoto. Till date, this name remains anonymous. No one knows is it one person or a group of people behind this. Bitcoin first caught the eyes of the tech nerds because a decentralized system that it described could only be achieved by a computing concept called cryptography. This is the science of transmitting and storing information secretly yet transparently. Brilliant, right? Still, you're wondering what makes this a great investment, right? Let me take you straight through it. Number one, Bitcoin has limited supply. Unlike dollars or rupees, where the government can print as much as they want when they want, BTC has a hard supply cap of 21 million. Currently, 18 million Bitcoins have already been created or mined. Now we all know Eco 101, right? If the demand for something increases, but the supply remains the same, the price will eventually increase. Remember, only 4% of the world's population today owns crypto. If we reach the same penetration as stocks, which is around 20%, the prices could theoretically easily go 5x from here. Number two, Bitcoin is inflation resistant. Now, when does inflation happen? When the government starts printing money like crazy, the supply of money increases and its value decreases. Hence, the same rupee or dollar is able to buy less stuff for you. But Bitcoin doesn't have the same problem. So if you buy one Bitcoin today and keep it for 20 years, theoretically, it should be able to buy you the same or more stuff. Yeah, whatever. You would argue that even gold and real estate are also inflation resistant, right? So let me take you point number 3. Bitcoin is decentralized. So what? Why do we need decentralization? So let me remind you. In 2016, the largest democracy in the world shocked everyone by demonetizing its own currency. Yeah, that's right, that's us, India. Long queues at ATMs and banks, black market exchanges of money, businesses grinding to a halt, and much more hardships. Now, this didn't happen in a dictatorship like North Korea or a communist country like China. It happened in a fully functioning democracy, where people whose voice is supposed to be heard didn't have a single say in one of the biggest economic decisions of its time. Whereas when it comes to Bitcoin or crypto, a government can stop you from dealing in it, but technically it can never demonetize it and take away your wealth that you have worked very hard to build. Which brings us to the final point. Bitcoin is digital. Crypto is completely digital, and hence we won't waste nature's resources such as wood for paper money or have to mine like gold.
Okay, CryptoRani, we heard you and I am in. But what is the price it can go to? I mean, if it's only demand supply, what is the value and how would I know it?
Well, that's a great question. Because this is such a new concept, existing mechanism of stock markets and commodities won't really work here. After all, we still don't know whether to consider it as a currency like dollars or a commodity like gold or oil or something completely else. But thankfully, there have been experts who have been trying to crack this code since years now. Let's look at what they have to say.
I bought Bitcoin at 9. I wish I'd bought it at 10 cents, like a lot of people did. And I think it's going to go to 1.2 million.
We do top out in December. That target now is lifted to above 300,000 because the trajectory of that upper band of that moving average.
Right. Well, as I said, the central banks are in a bubble. I mean, if you have a 50, 60, 70 time leverage is an enormous bubble. You've got stocks trading at 1,000 times earnings, 1,500 times earnings. Tesla stock trading at over 1,000 times earnings. I mean, by any standard measure of valuation, that would be bubble territory.
All right.
You've got a lot of bubbles in asset prices that have been fueled by central bank printing. Here's the chart of M2 money supply growth, which is growing at 20% a year. Bitcoin price is staying ahead of that M2 growth. It's the only asset so you've got true price discovery. That's reflecting true money printing. Gold is not, doesn't have good price discovery in gold because it's been almost 100% financialized. That's why gold is lagging as badly as it is. And it's not a good store of value in this type of money printing.
Why you should own at least 0.01 BTC. So the price predictions that we just discussed, if we take the average of it, say $130,000 or 1 crore INR is expected by 2021 end or latest by 22. So just by owning 0.01 Bitcoin, you will have 1 lakh rupees in crypto. Now today, the same Bitcoin is nearly 1/4 of that. So you can see it's 4-time return in such a short span of time. If you look at the world view today, Bitcoin is considered as internet money. Today, nearly 4.2 billion people have access to the internet. Now, if all of them try to acquire and use Bitcoin as a de facto mode of transaction, it would mean there would be only 0.005 Bitcoin per person. And at that time, there would be an insane demand and price of Bitcoin. So just by getting 0.01 Bitcoin, you would stay ahead of the game.